Hi, my name is Jamie and I'm the founder of Profit Calc. I wanted to give you a general overview and introduction into the app here, as it can be a little daunting when you first open it up. So after you've done a few initial settings and synced in your Shopify orders, you'll hit the dashboard. This is the main screen of our app that's going to include a ton of different analytics, metrics, and breakdowns so you can understand your store's performance. So I won't dive into everyone here for the sake of the video, as I'll make it quite time consuming, but if you have any questions about any of them or how they're calculated, just click the bottom right here and you can send me a message and I'd be happy to help answer and fix any issues. So to start things off, to change the date range here, you just have to go to the top right and you can select whatever custom date range you want to use to get the profit breakdown for that date range. You may be wondering, how can I change the layout of the dashboard? If you head to the three dots in the top right here and click on dashboard customization, this will bring you to the dashboard settings page where you can rearrange the order of all the cards and breakdowns. So moving on to the overall analytics section, we have quite a few different reports we can take a look at. These all give the information and breakdown of your store in different methods just to give you a better understanding, such as the order breakdown, which is going to show everything order by order, giving you a profit on an order basis. The product analytics lets you get a breakdown of which products are selling well, so you can see the profit on a per product basis. So those are the overall analytics. Let's move on to the cost of goods sold hub. So this is the central location to manage all of your cost of goods sold and cost of goods sold integrations. We've recently updated this to make it easy to see everything and manage it all in one place. We have our custom cost of goods sold section, so if you don't use any of these integration providers, or you use something like the cost per item in Shopify, you can have these synced in here. And you can set it on a per product, per variant basis. We also have different customizations by country or quantity. So let's click back into the manual COGS section here. You can see the breakdown by product, the variant, and the cost of goods set up for each. Here you can manage your cost of goods sold integration links. And at the bottom, you can add extra shipping costs here. There are different variations to do so. Some important settings I want to call out here. And if we go to the other COGS setting here, and I click into this, an important one is the COGS are not decreased on refund, and the same applies to the custom order expense total. So many merchants prefer not to have the cost of goods sold changed when a refund is issued, as by default, it's assumed that the product was sent back. And so the COGS will be reduced as it is an expense item, as it's assumed it can be sent out again. Moving on to the ad platform section. On this page, we can access all of our linked ad platforms, as well as manage the account IDs for each. So during the welcome sequence, you're prompted to set up the Facebook or Meta ads. So we can manage this connection here and also toggle different accounts. Here we see our Google Ads connection. We can also manage the account IDs or add additional ones if needed. There's also the option to filter by campaign name. We can set up Pinterest, Microsoft ads, Snapchat ads, and TikTok ads. These all follow the same process of entering in our account IDs and completing the connection setup to link your ad account with Profit Calc. Note, Profit Calc doesn't store any of the ad spend data, rather it's retrieved with each analytic request from the ad platform itself. Lastly, you can connect your Klaviyo account here as well to import specific metrics into the Profit Calc dashboard. One thing to note is that if you have ad account percentage fees, so fees based on the percentage of ad spend for a platform, you can click this button here and we can set it up for whatever platform you need along with the account ID. So let's move on to monthly expenses. This is another very common one to get set up. So these are any extra expenses such as your Shopify bills, Shopify app bills, maybe warehouse expenses or virtual assistant expenses, anything along those lines. So you can set them up as a one-time expense or an ongoing expense, and it's going to start at whatever month you begin with. We can also set it to repeat for X amount of months to help speed up the process. You can also use a CSV upload by clicking here, and this can help speed up the overall uploading as well. Moving on to gateway settings. So these are the transaction fees or gateway fees that your store has to pay. If you use Shopify Payments or PayPal, these fees are synced in automatically from your Shopify store, so there's no adjustments you need to make there, as it should sync in the exact fee charged, including any currency conversion fees. But if you use other common gateways such as Stripe or Klarna, you can set them up here. You also need to set up the external gateway fee. So this is the fee that's charged by Shopify for any use of third-party payment gateways that are essentially not Shopify payments. So PayPal or Stripe or Klarna, as an example, would all be charged as external gateway fee. This is based on your Shopify plan, and should be available in your Shopify plan details. It typically ranges from 0.5% to 2%. So if we scroll down here, there's an important setting to call out, and that's the ability to add a custom gateway. If we don't see your gateway listed here, these are the default rates for these gateways, we can click into here and add a custom gateway, and the gateway names that your store has will be listed here based on your recent Shopify orders. You can set the percentage fee and fixed fee and then create it here. Let's head to the currency page next, as this is important if your store deals with multiple currencies. So let's say your store is in USD, but your ad accounts are in euros, or your cost of goods sold are in USD, your store is in pounds. We can essentially adjust all the different currencies here by setting them to whatever they need be based on your actual store's currencies. This lets you input different currencies in without having to convert them manually. In terms of the exchange rates used, our app uses a platform called Open Exchange Rates, and it's going to pull the end of day exchange rate for each of the days selected in analytics. For example, if the 1st of a 15th of any month, such as February as an example, is selected, it's going to use the end of day exchange rate for each day separately during the calculations, and it should give a pretty accurate measure of the exchange rates. VAT is value added tax, so if your store uses that on revenue or cost of goods sold, ad spend, or transaction fees, it's going to be all set up on this page here. Lastly, if you have multiple stores that use Profit Calc, you can link them together so you don't have to log in separately each time, and it gives you a centralized way to view all of your profit analytics and calculations for all your stores at one time. So all you have to do is find the current store ID for that store you want to link, enter it here, and you'll get an email confirmation. So heading back to the dashboard, I know that's a lot of settings there, and hopefully this video helped to give you an introduction and overview of the settings available in Profit Calc. If you have any questions, again, just let me know in the bottom right. We also do have a pretty comprehensive doc set up here where I've tried to answer all the commonly asked questions. There's over 200 articles in here covering a wide variety of topics. Thank you for watching this introductory video, and I can't wait for you to check out and set up Profit Calc.